I'm Ellie, this is Megan, and this is Eric, and we're going to be talking about digital piracy. What is digital piracy? The official term for digital piracy is copyright infringement. Digital piracy is the illegal copying of digital goods, software, digital documents, digital audio, and digital video for any other reason than to back up without explicit permission from and compensation to the copyright holder. It mainly started with hard copies of pirated DVD and VCD and continues to advance as a result of technology improvement. As technology quickly advances, it is important to educate our society about the impact that piracy creates for our economy, so that they do not get accustomed to taking someone else's piece of work without giving them credit or paying for it. One example of digital piracy was Narong Seafood Company. They pirated versions of Microsoft Windows on their corporate computers, selling their pirated products at a lower price than other competitors. They got off easy claiming it was an error in software auditing, but had to pay a $10,000 settlement to Massachusetts. They now only use licensed software products, and officials hope that this case will bring awareness to other companies and act as a warning.
We're also going to talk about PC gaming versus digital piracy in addition to the software piracy. Rise of torrent sites such as the Pirate Bay have made it easier for gamers to share software among each other on PCs. 60% of the majority of those interviewed said that piracy is a significant problem for the business, with 90% claiming that its influence is growing. There is a growing trend for multi-platform developers to avoid the PC because of these problems. We're going to talk about the two sides of the argument for these problems. When looking at the two sides of the argument, there's many factors that have to be considered. The simplest way to compare and contrast both sides of the argument is by discussing and viewing the different points in this next slide. On the consumer side, we all have our needs and things that we can only afford. We do it because it's easy and convenient. It also exposes people to material that they otherwise would not have had access to. Businesses also tend to overcharge for these goods. If piracy continues, however, it might encourage businesses to lower the prices. On the producer side of their argument of piracy, you can argue if it's actually damaging the producer's surplus or if it's damaging the amount they have available for sale. Even though it seems a lot less expensive and way more convenient for some, statistics show that there's about a $12.5 billion economic loss each year for the producers. Following 71,000 jobs lost and a decrease of $2.7 billion in workers' earnings. Each song in each game that we pirate, we actually contribute to these statistics. As pirating increases, it is going to be easy for producers to lose the incentive to keep working in this industry, thus destroying the overall quality of the goods.
The future of digital piracy. Just as technology changes over time, there is an evolution of what can be pirated. With the arrival of 3D printers and the ability to print your own physical objects at home, a new form of piracy is preparing to take off. They're called physibles. Copying things created first is digital objects that get turned into physical objects once they are printed. Physibles can become a threat to the industry because as time goes by, more real-world objects are first designed and modeled in digital form. Those designs are stored digitally and then fed into a machine for creation. If you have a 3D printer at home and that design is shared, you no longer need to buy the physical object, as you can create it yourself. 42% of softwares running in the world are illegally downloaded, and 59 billion of softwares were illegally downloaded in 2010. Okay. Here are some interesting statistics. And more. And now we're excited. And a cartoon. The end.